coming soon to this theater.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Brian, the Big Daddy Kane of the CG scene, and I am here tonight for another episode of CG Horror Movie Club, the club where we watch horror movies, surprise, and talk about them. The basic theme of the show, if you haven't been here before, is that we all agree to watch a horror movie before the stream, and then we get together and talk about said horror movie. But it's always a movie that's not behind a paywall. So if you're curious about the movie and you want to watch it before the stream and join in the chat, you can watch the movie first. Always, like I said, something that's not behind a paywall. It's either on Tubi. In this case, found a very nice Blu-ray rip that was on YouTube. And if you haven't seen the movie before and everything that we're saying about it makes you curious about it, then you can click on the link and watch it yourself. Like I said, free of charge. So anyway, let me bring in my boy, your boy too, and we're talking about Matt Butch Cleaver Burke. Yo, what's up, Matt?
Hey, what's up, Brian? How you guys doing?
Hanging in there, man. Hanging in there. As my hippie friend says, maintaining, man, maintaining.
I got my Weinstefaner for Shockwaves, dude.
Ja, sehr gut. And I actually just had a lovely Weissbier the other day, which I used, and I made sure to open it with my Butch Cleaver a bottle opener. That thing's fucking badass. It's legit too. You can fucking bounce that off of like an attacker's head and leave a big welt on them. And then of course we got to talk about and welcome our boy Von Klaus. What is up, Von Klaus? Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Hey, man! I'm not gonna miss out to talk about Shockwaves with y'all, man. This is like a fun night in with my buddies here. This is gonna be a good one. Excited! Right? Thanks for having me.
You got it, man. You got it. Oh shit! I see Pops in the stream too. Oh hell! What up, Pops?
What's up, Pops?
What's going on, brother, man?
What's up, buddy?
I love the beginning of that movie.
It's amazing. Did you watch any of it, mofo?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the beginning of it. It was like, man, back when movies could be moved, when filmmakers could be filmmakers. It's like,
Yeah. And folks, the movie that we're talking about tonight.
I'm sure this would get canceled if somebody tried to show it today.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that.
It'd make a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, there was a time. Okay, the movie we're talking about tonight is 1975's Nazi zombie classic Shockwaves by Ken Wiederhorn.
When is 77? Oh, 77.
Now, this was you got to understand, there was a time when almost every best-selling book had a swastika on the cover. Because this is true. And going to a used bookshop, you're going to see a lot of a lot of paperbacks and hardcovers with big old swastikas on them.
My shop has a swastika section. There
were a lot of movies that depicted the bad guys, and it was okay back then to depict the bad guys.
Well, the thing about Nazis is, of course, they looked so sinister. They cultivated that sinister look, right? They had the worst politics, but they had the best uniforms. Great
Hugo Boss.
Hugo Boss. Hugo Boss designed their outfits.
Hey, right? I mean, I'm not going to knock their
but
taste.
The helmet with the point. I didn't like the helmets with the points.
The pickle helmets? The pickle helmets? They got rid of those.
Those are pretty metal, dude.
Dude, pickle helmets. Those are fucking badass,
man. They did a stall helm.
I have a friend who also happens to be Jewish, whose grandfather or great grandfather fought in the trenches in World War I. He has his pickle halva.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
I always
So,
feel like if I had one of those, they'd see me coming because my point would come up before I got my head.
This is-
yeah, right?
Hey, that's,
The
first.
trench.
That's first, but I'm thinking maybe the Germans had their own seppuku, and you had to throw yourself on your helmet.
Actually, I believe
maybe
those
you
had like a little
play
bar.
pranks. You can trick people to sitting on your helmet.
Oh,
It was. Those, ooh, wow. Like no KY.
the Judas
Uh,
chair.
Right up your ass.
Old school whoopee cushions for a bitch or whatever.
Go up and the show just goes to shit.
Yeah. Why do you think I'm so happy to just let you on, brother, man? And that's the thing. I try to keep this stream casual. It's all about just loving on horror movies and bullshitting about horror movies. And tonight's movie, man, is something that I think is really special. It's not nearly as well known as it should be, I think.
I'll give you that.
Definitely.
I'll give you that.
And
A cult favorite.
without a doubt. And my goodness, man, there are so many memorable moments in this picture. I saw this when I was a kid, and it scared the living shit out of me. I remember watching it with my friend, right? Because this is this was back when they would show horror movies at like midnight, 2:00 in the morning, and some of those movies would be so strange. You would like wake up the next day and be like, did we see that or did I dream it? And like, it'd be great if you had a friend with you, but like, yeah, no, I saw it too. And we had a in-ground pool. And I just remember, like, we'd go into the deep end and be like, shockwaves! And, like, try to walk around on, like, the bottom of the pool. Because, Vaughn, you know what I'm talking about, man. Those are, like...
That's like a summer of love, man.
Yep.
Summer of shockwaves, man.
Yep.
Oh, look at that sweet album design. Oh,
That's
my
badass.
Lord.
I was about to say, I wish I had this one so I could like lord it over you, but
Yeah.
I don't.
Right.
I don't.
understand.
But check that shit out,
It's a
son.
desire. You know, this film was really interesting because even by its own standards when it came out, it was very like drive-in B movie.
Yes.
So like it's already had that working against it, and yet this combination of visuals meets like audio with the soundtrack comes together to make kind of more of a zombie dread film. In a
Yes.
genre that's more about gore and like jump scares. You got great visuals, and that's why when little kids see this, like you're so thrown off. It's such a different rhythm of a movie in terms of other zombie movies, you know, or other slasher style picks where someone stalks the prey and everything, you know. So yeah, it was great, and it was the other day I ran into my neighbor. I don't know him that well, and he said something like about Nazi zombie movies, and I said Shockwaves, and he went, "Oh, yes, that's the one. That's the best one." And I went,
Nice.
Yep. Like people just everywhere kind of agree, like out of in that genre, if you will, that this is a classic. So I like to think it's getting better over time or more recognition, hopefully.
You know, I got a question though. It's
Right.
like, in the beginning, like go back to that yellow sky, the sun turned really weird orange yellow,
Yes.
and they all freaked out about the sun, but they never really
You're talking about
made a correlation between the sun and the zombies or anything after that. It was just like a weird visual at the beginning of the movie to let you know everything's about to get weird.
that you basically that
Low
these
budget
people-
psychedelic storytelling. Yeah.
that
They
basically
never go back and go, yeah, man, the sun went
Filter
orange
on
and
it.
it caused this to happen, or they never
Yeah.
explain that phenomena at the beginning of the movie. But
We'll
which
get there.
I love. Because one of the problems with modern horror films is they always feel the need to explain everything.
Everything's
one of
like
the-
that, yeah.
Everything's like
Yeah. It's the CSI world of viewing.
Yeah.
even
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Deconstructify.
And even somebody like who has the kind of swagger that Christopher Nolan has, right? Even he has to have a scene in his movies where the characters stand around and basically sum up the plot for the audience.
Yeah, and the other thing I was going to say is that if you watch this to the end, she is tore up when it's over.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. This is Brooke Adams, of course, who is also in 2 other horror classics. David Cronenberg's adaptation of Stephen King's The Dead Zone, and most memorably, the 1978 Philip Kaufman remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yes, that's what I remember from.
Right. So, yeah, but I mean, it's basically like, I thought maybe it's like a solar flare or something
they
like
never
that.
really explain it. It's just like, oh, the sun's weird.
It's a bad omen. That's all it
Everybody
is.
on the ship
That's all it
notices
needed to
it,
be
and
for,
then
like,
the
a horror
captain's
story.
like, first he tells her, shut it down, shut the engines down. I'm trying to listen, and they're all listening, and then he's like, let's get the hell out of here. And it's like, why did you tell him to shut the engines down, bro? Why didn't you just go? What is it about people when something really weird's going on? They got a rubberneck. Get the hell out of here.
Hell out of there. Yeah, no shit, right? And then, right after they get hit with this strange phenomena with the sun, the fucking Flying Dutchman comes riding up on their ass, right? Like, we're gonna get into the cast and everything. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, then suddenly at night.
Yeah, that music, man, that theme, you know, it just sticks with you.
It really does. And this has one of the first, I wouldn't say one of the first, but this has one of the early synth scores. And it's effective as fuck. Vaughn, as you were saying, man, this movie is very much, I know some people these days would call it boring or slow. It's not. It's deliberately paced, and it's about creating and sustaining a mood of dread.
Right, but it's still, be that as it may, and how it went for that, it's still flawed. Like, it still has its dragging moments.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
By no means, like, is it just some, like, great masterpiece.
Mm-mm.
In a lot of ways, I like its camp. Like, I like its B-movie charm for what it is. Other
Yes.
people, it might throw off. To
Right.
be honest about it.
Right,
But
right.
like, I think it gives it a fun charm. I mean, you've got great casting too for it that any horror fan or like even just like pop culture fan can enjoy, with like the kid from Flipper grown up in it.
You knew that about that one of the film stars. What up, Sim? We got Lorenzo Sleestack in the Hizzy for Hizzy. What up, brother man? And yes, Sim, as I would say, everybody smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, hook your boy up with some more subscriptions. I think I'm at like 178 right now, but that's okay. I'm happy to just kind of like cruise under the radar for a while I get my my streaming chops in order. That's it,
Ryan, you do fine, man.
I try. Oh yeah, let me show off the.
Oh shit!
There
Rocking the
it is.
shockwave.
Oh, look, he's even got a goddamn shirt.
Damn right I do. Damn right I do. I'm glad I could find this. I was just like, oh crap! Like, do I still have my Shockwaves T-shirt? I hope I do. Yeah, there it is.
Where's your 6-gun gorilla shirt, man?
I need them. I don't know. I'm dragging my heels with the merch. Oh yeah, like my Monster D button,
Yeah.
like my Butch Cleaver button, and my Celtic Frost button.
I'm you a Pop Stands Ant button, ain't I?
Send me a Chrome button. I'll wear that shit. You know that, man.
You got it.
You know that.
Yeah. Really cool visuals in that movie for what it was. You wouldn't expect it to be, it could have just been more trash that, is lost to time, but everyone keeps coming back to this movie, man. I think they used the low budget to the advantage because, man, that casting with, and then you've got John Carradine is like the crazy old captain. Like any horror fan could get into that. And then you've got Peter Cushing is like the mad doctor who was like, we went too far, then come back. It was great. And then they used some great visuals with that cement ship that was just sitting there in real life,
Yeah.
like off the coast. That was perfect, man. That's like smart filmmaking, right there.
It really is. It really is. It's and even some of like the details that I thought for sure were something that they would have thought of way ahead of time weren't. For instance, the Toten Core were not originally supposed to be wearing goggles. One of the extras who plays one of the Toten Core, and there's only 8 of them, although Wiederhorn creates the illusion that there's way more, right? I think he had eye surgery or something, and so he was like, "I'm gonna have to wear some kind of goggles." And Wiederhorn was like, "That's it. We'll give them all those goggles." And I can't imagine this. I can't imagine the Toten Core in this movie without them rocking those goggles.
It wouldn't be the same visual at all. Yeah, that's one of the scariest things, man. One of those things coming at you with those big dead eyes.
Yep. Yeah, and I love the intro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of sells it like a precursor to Blair Witch almost. You know what I mean? Or the
Yeah.
remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with John Larroquette coming in.
Right.
And for me, it was just like, oh wow, this shit's the real deal. Maybe, you know.
Well, that's the thing about this movie and about the concept of the Toten Core. It is surprisingly plausible in a way.
Oh, for
I'm
sure.
not saying
It totally happened. Like,
I don't know
legit.
that they would be successful. Well, that's one of the things that
But
makes
it could, dude.
That's one of the things that makes the Nazis so sinister is they were heavily into the occult.
Heavily. Himmler.
But they also had the world's greatest scientists at the time.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so what's implied is that the Toten Core are a combination of science and the occult. So they're supernatural, but they were created by scientists. So it's like the idea of the occult or the supernatural just being like another kind of science.
And of course, they're applying it in the most horrific way ever to war. And
Ever.
they're trying to create a team of soldiers that can be on a sub that never has to come up.
Exactly.
It can always be under forever, and then they can just kind of rule the seas with that. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so it has those greater threat to the world implications that make it creepy as hell too. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, the Nazis really did try to come up with those, you know, and push those boundaries of tech to create things like that. So to this day, yeah, it's that cool trope of mad scientists, Nazi doctors coming up with the next scary thing, you know, to try to win the war.
Yep. And yes.
Great.
Yes, Sim is correct. Yeah, they became NASA. Oops, sorry. I mean NASA. Yeah. No, that's very true. That's very true.
We had to
Wasn't
go to the moon.
Wasn't the team like a bunch of like really bad German people? Like I know they're Nazis, but weren't they like the worst or something like that? Did they say something like that in the beginning?
Oh, well, no. What they did was, and here's the thing that I also find fascinating about the concept is the Nazis knew what sociopaths were. And you had the proper German military, right? And they weren't going to go into Poland and commit the kind of atrocities that the Nazis wanted them to, right?
Yeah.
Because they were proper Deutsche Soldats.
Yeah.
And they had incidents, for instance, where, there was, they moved into a Polish town and occupied it. And this young lady said that she'd been raped. And the commandant was just like, okay, point the guy out. And he had all of the men assemble. She pointed him out. And the CO shot the guy in the dick and made everybody stand there and watch him bleed to death.
Out of the dick.
Yes, like that's what's going to fucking happen to you. So the Nazi high command heard about this sort of a thing, and so they set about creating the Einsatzgruppen. The Einsatzgruppen were...
Why is that every time you say something in German, it sounds like I'm being yelled at by my disappointed father?
It's just that's just German, man. I mean, I could read you some Rilke and it would come off. Very,
no,
very
that's just richtig. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Natürlich.
Absolutely. It's like Japanese is like that too, right? It could be very lilting and beautiful and soft, and yes,
Like
Yeah.
an attack. Like,
Yeah, like the good language is for yelling at people, right? Bossing them around. So the Nazis, yeah. So the Nazis went to the prisons and the asylums, and they found the worst of the worst. They found rapists, murderers, sadists, as they say in this movie, and we're like, how would you like a job? Just we'll give you some guns, we'll give you some transportation and everything, and jeeps and tanks and shit, and you just roll into Poland and just kill like everybody that even looks like they're educated.
kind of like Crusaders a little.
Well, they rounded them all up, didn't they? Didn't they round up the best of Poland and execute them all
Yes.
in the forests and this
Yes.
horrific? It was horrific.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it was the worst. It was the
Pure,
worst.
it was
Pure
systemic. We don't talk about that. We just talk about the camps, but like that was horrific too. That they
Oh
took
my
them out
God.
of the woods and killed them like
Yes.
animals. They actually bashed them over the head with hammers and then shot them.
Yes.
Okay,
Damn.
imagine that. And they
Yes.
took the best. They took the best. It was
Yes.
it was a total eradication of them in one night. Eradicate all their family lines. It's just horrific. Anyway, yeah, I
Yes.
do know about that.
Right. And
so what do we? So how does this get back to submarine Nazis, zombies?
because I always felt that the Einsatzgruppen were the inspiration for these Nazi zombies.
okay,
Because Peter
The
Cushing's
worst of
character,
the worst.
who doesn't have a name, he's just like, yeah, well, where did they get these motherfuckers? They got them from like the prisons. They got them from the asylums.
The worst.
Rapists,
Oh,
murderers, sadists,
They are
like the
worst.
worst of the worst.
Another
The
layer of
worst.
horror.
Worst
Yeah. So it's like they
Another
took
wave.
of the worst.
right. So they took the worst. I could go some worst. I could go some
The worst
some
of the
worst right
worst.
now.
It's just fun to say.
Yeah, it is.
Look at that. Oh, that's cool. The ship.
Yeah, it is. I remember. Let's see. Where is that? I think
Looks almost
that's. Let me look that up. They. It's the wreck of the Nazi freighter where the zombies reside is the SS Sapona, a concrete-hulled cargo steamer that ran aground near Bimini in the western Bahamas during a hurricane in 1926.
Sapona.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries, brother. You're good.
That's all I have.
It's all good.
I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
Look, I just love that they use that visual. I mean, it didn't cost them a cent. It was just there. That's how you like make cool movies with good visuals.
Yeah.
Free.
and like you said, this is far from a perfect movie.
Yeah.
It has its rough edges, and sometimes it is a little slow, but it has things in it that you never get out of a mainstream movie these days.
Yes.
No fucking way, man. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, I remember talking to a friend of mine who's like a professional screenwriter. He wrote the screenplay to the 13 Ghosts remake, which was actually good. And we were talking about, I think, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the first of the Narnia movies to come out. And I thought it was all right. And he was really disappointed with it. He was like, yeah, but when you see Aslan for the first time, there should be a sense of magic. And I'm like, dude, you're talking about a mainstream movie. You're talking about a Disney movie.
Right. Like the soul gets like squeezed out long before it makes it to the theater, man. Trust me.
Yeah. You were expecting what? Jean Cocteau?
Yeah.
You were expecting something special. What?
They decided that, like, what's his name? Liam Neeson's voice was magic enough.
Look, I actually like the first two Narnia movies. I actually thought that they were pretty good. But but are they magical? Are they something like Cocteau's La Belle et la Bête? Are they like Bride of Frankenstein?
I love that movie. Yeah.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah.
There's certain like those are
This
movies
movie
where,
would deserve a remake
Oh, for sure.
or a sequel.
or a
I always
sequel.
wanted to see a sequel to it.
As I told you, showed you guys already, I nerded out over this movie with a friend, and I started to design like how I would remake Shockwave. So I'm into it. I'm into the idea. I think
Dude,
it'd be fun.
I was gonna ask you because let me just share this with our audience really quick. So everybody that's a part of Horror Movie Club, they pop in whenever they feel like it, right? And I mentioned Shockwaves, and Vaughn just geeks out hard. And he starts sharing shit. And I don't know if he's going to share that shit with us tonight. He's under no compulsion to do so. But if he feels like it, dude, share that shit with us because it's friggin' rad.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll get it
That's
ready
badass.
as we talk. This is a big scene here. This is the underwater walk. Dun, 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 dun.
I can't. You see, now, one of the things that sucks about a stream like this is we can't show you movie clips. We can't even run you the trailer because the algorithm will fucking nuke us from orbit, and we will be taken off the air.
You know
Yeah.
what? You know what we could do?
Yeah.
We could all just be watching it. Like you know how we all watched it on YouTube?
Right.
We could just watch it in the StreamYard and record it and fucking play our responses.
Well, Sim was talking about that. Yeah, German, it's the language of love. Ich bin meine Liebchen.
Ich liebe dich.
Ich liebe dich. Ich liebe dich. Ich liebe dich. Ich. Okay, now I'm singing like Theater of Tragedy lyrics.
I think the scene where Peter Cushing is introduced, that shit's pretty scary. You just see him you just see him in silhouette. He's just up there in the top. Yeah, and then just him alone. I think he really grounds the movie. The little speech he has two, I think.
Yes.
He really sells it, man.
Oh, well,
for me,
well, dude.
it makes it believable. I mean, for what you're going for, like, I'm like, okay, he's nailing it down in here. Like that's what sold it for me.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about Peter Cushing.
Yes, sir.
And one of the things that makes the Hammer movies so wonderful is that they're played completely straight.
Yeah.
That the actors realize that the story can be completely bonkers and silly, but they're poker faced.
Yeah.
And they sell that shit.
Yeah, totally, dude.
And you know, my God, man, we're talking about Peter Cushing. One of the greats. This is right before he did Star Wars, by the way. Really quickly to acknowledge what Sim said here. He says, "Hello, everybody. Maybe we could do some movie watch on Discord or watch as a group sometime before the stream. Could be fun." I agree with that, Sim. Let's do that. Interesting story that was told by Luke Halpin. Let me get a good pic of him here.
Of Flipper fame.
Of Flipper fame.
Chilling with dolphins.
Yes.
Now you can see from the mustache, he's chilling with cocaine and chicks.
And probably driving one of those vans with a big Frazetta painting on the side and like a disco
That
ball.
carpet inside of it.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Reeking like stale weed.
Good old days. Okay.
Peter Cushing was about to go to Hollywood to, I think, work on Star Wars. I mean, I know it was shot in England, but for some reason, he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to LA, and I really think you should come with me because they're still casting, and I think you would be a shoo-in for this character called Luke Skywalker."
Yes.
He didn't go.
Oh no.
And I'm sure
UMB. Dumb.
Him and Robert Englund.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you look at this guy, you shave the stash off, of course. You maybe cut his hair a little bit. Oh my God, he could have had that part.
He looks like that dude from Narcos and Logan. You know what I'm talking? And Predators. That I forgot the guy's name. He looks just like him. He looks exactly like him.
I have no idea who you're talking about, brother. Man,
the newer actor. I don't even know his name.
Okay, yeah, that's my problem.
Yeah, I'm
crusty
out.
old piece of
I'm
shit.
way out. My radar only goes so far.
Right. And Predators, is the one thing that you mentioned that I did see, and I've been trying to forget ever since.
The Predator. Sorry.
The Predator.
Why does this image feel? The more I look at it, the more I feel like it's a meme. I don't know why.
Sorry.
Like if a chick gets mad at you, you just post him going sorry.
Yep.
He just doesn't care. He doesn't look sorry at all.
He's like fishing.
Doesn't care.
Well, he doesn't have to care, Vaughn. Look how handsome he is. The hair and the stash and everything. He just has to pretend like he's sorry and it's
Hair's
forgiven.
blowing and shit.
Yeah,
Whatever. I
man.
hope he called George Lucas and said sorry. I should have showed up.
No, he looked in the mirror and said this.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Right, and that's the thing. He could have been passed up for the part, but he'll
Yeah.
never know.
Mm.
And
No,
everybody,
that's a hell.
yeah, and anybody, if you're thinking about going into, here's the preaching part. If you're thinking about pursuing your dream, if you're thinking about making music or art or comic books, give it your fucking best shot, man, because there's nothing going to be worse than looking back and being like, oh, I should have tried. I should have given it a
True.
shot.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're going to gamble on yourself,
Your
mofo.
life is short. Your life is freaking short. Make it now. Do it now. Don't
Do it
make an
now.
excuse. Like get on
If
it.
you
Make it
happen to
work.
be unlucky enough to be laying in a hospital bed the last 10 minutes of your life, be able to look back and go, yeah, I had a good fucking time, man.
Yeah, and also, that you were productive. John Carradine, of course. My God, I think has the longest list of entries in the Internet Movie Database. I believe he's the title holder, but I don't know if Ron Jeremy counts. Because I
Oh,
think
wow.
Ron Jeremy probably would have him beat if you included porn, but
no one wants to spend all day counting that shit.
so
Let's
right,
give it to charity.
Oh, why do people stick things in your brain?
but just to fuck with you. Oh, dude, like the whole Danny thing.
I've
I
gone my
mean,
whole life without ever thinking of Ron Jeremy again, and there it is.
psych.
You know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. Well, it's like whenever you hear like an earworm, right? Like the Danny thing. I made sure to play that for my housemate. He hadn't heard it. I'm like, fuck you. If I have to live with this in my head, you have to live with this in my head. Misery loves company, motherfucker.
And just like the chick, man, in Shockwave, she has to live with this image of the guy bouncing up against the boat, like.
And how old is John Carradine here? And like a soldier, he's like underwater.
Yeah, man, he's committed to it. He does his own stunts. Committed
He's like,
to
I got you.
You do that as a kid in the swimming pool. I'm sure you can pull it off.
Or you try to walk around at the bottom of the
He's having
swimming pool
fun
like
and making
this.
money too, But yeah, it's just so funny. Like, good thing we brought the glass bottom boat on this mission. Like,
Yep.
It's so funny. I love that part.
Wah, 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 wah. See, folks, I can't play the soundtrack for you, so I'll just do it for you. Wah, 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 wah,
Yeah,
wah,
Creeping
wah,
Dread.
wah,
Creeping
ba-da.
Dread. This is ripe for a remake. It really is.
Oh my God! Yeah, it is, or a comic book, or
I
something.
actually shared my some of the stuff I
Ooh.
did when I was just kind of playing around. Like I mess around with things. And
There it
what
is.
if I remade it?
That's badass right there.
So like I know it was kind of a big decision and kind of a risk to change the awesome goggles with the circle eyes that's so iconic of Shockwaves.
Right.
But for some reason I just kind of imagined, no, let's make it more like creepy. Like they know the light hurts their eyes, so they like screw these things over their eyes, and like these visor things, and they can make it like a cool, creepy stall helm. Give them more of a wetsuit thing, because instead of the soldier uniforms, which might rot in the water over time, they want something that stays in the water. So like I was just redesigning it kind of for fun, and made up a leader who has like a big V on his helmet, and then I a new logo and everything, and then I did a little fake movie poster.
Oh,
Sick, dude.
Like it's like concepts, right? You're just kind of
Yeah.
making concepts and going like, wouldn't this be cool?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a little fanboy moment.
Oh man, so cool, dude. Yeah. I mean, and here's the thing: is you have to remember that the Totem Core, the ones that we're seeing in this, they're the aquatic version. They're the ones that were put on the U-boats.
Right.
So there are others that were designed, maybe for the snow,
Different
maybe for the
environments.
desert,
Right.
different environments. And like Peter Cushing's character says, our heroes find him in a place that is now I think it was originally, it was the hotel, the Biltmore Hotel in Florida, and it was shut down for 2 years, and it was abandoned when they shot there.
Oh wow, that's great.
But it's been renovated, and all I know is if I'm going to Florida, next time I go to Florida, I need to stay there.
Yeah, and bring those black water goggles. And
Yeah, baby.
Cool.
Without a doubt.
Walk.
You-
Pool.
Y'all got a pool? And then these creepy
And the guy
shots.
running the hotel is like Peter Cushing with a scar, like, welcome. You must run from here now.
Like, weren't you? Never mind.
So good.
That'd be so cool.
Oh my god. The
wow.
yes, these shots of them just chilling in the water in the shallows, just creepy as hell, man. It's like, because it seems like they're waiting, but what are they waiting for? They're waiting to attack. They're waiting to rise.
Yeah.
Pure evil.
Yeah.
Well, they
And-
kind of imply, don't they, that their wreck somehow wakes them up?
Right. That they're
when they hit
dormant.
the boat. Yeah.
Yeah, that when the Flying Dutchman rises, at the same time, you're left wondering if, especially when you're a kid, you think about shit like this. What were they doing all that time under the water? They're zombies, right? So, like, do they even have the perception of time? Right? They're just chilling down there, and then they're released.
Waiting
Universal
for
Soldiers.
Yeah, actually, it's a similar concept.
The
it's
sun
coming out
flare
of
had
the
something to
water.
do with it in the beginning of the movie. You know how the lighting, like Pops was saying?
Yeah, and there must have been, I think, it's like some kind of like a little bit of like a tectonic shift or something that made that boat come up.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they see the wreckage, and this, of course, is a wonderful scene that Peter Cushing has where he explains the origin of the Totenkopf. The Germans developed the perfect weapon, a soldier. He was capable of fighting under any conditions, adapting to any environment or climate. Equally at home in the Russian winter or on the African desert, right? So you know that there's like the Totenkopf Africa division for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We do not sweat.
Yeah.
But they need, but see, they're in the end, man, those goggles are a weakness. Like if those come off for any reason,
Right.
the Totenkopf guy goes down.
Well, there has to be some way to destroy them, right?
Right. No, of course. No, that's the thing though. Like, so like they need to be mindful of that in all the different environments they're sending them into though. Like they're going to need them for everything. They're going to need to be made out of stuff that doesn't break.
Right.
Yeah, anyway, that's why I screwed their goggles into their heads on my design.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Screw
Yeah.
it.
Right. They're not going to complain. Drilling into their skull.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sim. I don't have a Discord channel, but I'm on your Discord channel, or the Inkslayers Discord channel. But yeah, dude, we should definitely do that. It sounds like it would be fun.
How does he pull off a neckerchief? Like how? Like how does he
Because
do
he's
it?
a G.
Yeah, he
Because
is.
because he's Peter Cushing,
Yeah.
right?
Truth.
Greatest vampire slayer in history. It's still, man. I love Fright
Sherlock
Night.
Holmes, too.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
Sherlock Holmes. How to the Baskervilles. He's fantastic in that.
Yep.
It breaks my heart whenever I think of the fact that now I love Fright Night. I think it's a terrific movie, but that part of Peter Vincent that was played by Roddy McDowall, that was written for him.
It was.
Yeah.
It would have been.
Yeah, it's
So
Oh,
good.
tragic.
So we had lost him before that, I guess.
Yeah, he retired. Yeah, he retired.
He'd retired.
And Carpenter wanted him to play Loomis in Halloween, you know, but I think that worked out fine. You know, Donald Pleasance is so great in the part, you really can't imagine
he
anybody else.
Yeah.
But Fright Night, it would have been such a perfect and beautiful swan song to his career.
Right.
But it's simply like Luke Halpin playing Luke Skywalker. It was just simply not meant to be. Yeah, we created the perfect soldier from cheap hoodlums and thugs, and a good number of pathological murderers and sadists. as
There
well.
it is. That yeah.
Called them the Totem Core, the Death Core. Creatures more horrible than any you can imagine. Not dead, not alive, but somewhere in between.
It almost made me think of like a Mike Mignola like horror book that those little like one-offs that he does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's so like obsessed with Nazi mysticism, and
And the occults,
I can
they're-
totally
yeah.
just see him just doing this, even with the goggles, with like the Lobster
It's-
Johnson and whatnot.
I mean,
you know?
it's a full genre to itself with things like Wolfenstein and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Nazi,
yes.
Nazi
Great.
myth, Wolfenstein, Overlord,
Yeah.
Outpost.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it is like, and you can look at. I mean, if you do like a wiki search or something like that, like Nazi zombie movies. Oh God! And then of course, then there's Oasis of the Dead, and I think Lake of the Zombies.
Yes.
It's probably
that
the
one's
OG
bad.
then, right? This would probably be the OG like genre kicker offer, huh? Of
It
said,
kind of,
horror genre.
is. It
Right?
yeah, I think so.
I think so.
I think
That's
so.
cool, dude.
I believe so.
There'd be a
Yeah.
lot of there's a lot of stuff that probably maybe wouldn't exist without this movie.
Dead Snow probably wouldn't be
Definitely
good
not.
without this.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's a genre that probably, I don't know, if this movie hadn't invented it, it would have been invented by somebody else. It's just this movie got there
It's such a chocolate peanut butter invention. I mean,
It
who
is.
doesn't wanna
Yeah.
shoot zombies all day / Nazis all day in a video game.
Yep.
Together, you know, easy, and then you get what is it called? What are those Call of Duty zombies things or whatever?
Oh,
they have?
the DLCs.
Yeah, they have like Nazi zombies, I think.
Yeah. And then there's the whole zombie army
Yeah,
genre, which which I played the first 3, which are lit, which are awesome, right? Because like when you get like a perfect headshot, it does like the bullet time thing. And I'm like, Kid Foray, motherfuckers! Boom!
cool.
But then they came out with Zombie Army 4, and it was the woke version. So you couldn't play a Russian character, you couldn't play a German character. They had to get rid of them.
Oh
Right?
wow.
Yeah, and replace
That's
them with
funny, dude.
like some, I don't know, like obese,
Like running around your gun.
lesbian chick or something.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, it's
I'm
funny.
so
Yeah,
glad everyone got included. Finally.
yeah.
God,
It's
Wait for me.
about
The gun
time. Is that what
too.
I'm supposed to say? It's about time that your game got ruined. Well,
thank
Yeah.
you, Anita Sarkeesian.
yeah, seriously. But the thing is like I really he's such a cool actor and everything he does, and it was just
Aw.
cool to see him like keep this serious as possible. Because
Yes.
this is yet another thing that could have, with the wrong actor had done it or whatever, this just would have fallen off the rails. Like here, the
Right.
movie would just be over. It would suck too much. But
Right.
he picked it up, you know.
Sold that shit, man.
Yeah.
Sold
Yeah.
that shit. Now, there's this moment that really tapped into my imagination when I was a kid, and still I think about, right? It says they were transported to any scene of battle and let loose, right? So you're imagining like a big Nazi truck pulling up, beep, 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 doors opening, a hatch opening, like a personnel carrier, and out come the Totem Core. No weapons,
Yes.
but they proved, unfortunately, for the Nazis, erratic and could not be controlled. Their innate desire for violence made their behavior unpredictable and erratic. So, yeah, there were even incidents when they attacked their own soldiers, probably when they ran out of people to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Couldn't-
so,
it's hard to get them back in the truck when it's over, you know.
yeah, I know exactly. How the fuck do you do that? You get one of those like dog catching things, or or like a big butterfly in that? I don't think that's gonna work.
So this guy's kind of the what would you say is he is like kind of the guardian of making sure that they just stay put and stop
Yeah.
killing on this island?
Yeah. What happened was he got the orders to sink the U-boat, and and he just went into self-imposed exile on the island because like a lot of these guys, not all of them were like, Mengelas. A lot of them felt really horrible about the shit that they had done, and you get the impression that he's one of those cats.
Right.
And yeah, homeboy, those things have been underwater all those years. Oh, but then again, he's got a big swastika
I
hanging.
was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, never mind.
But maybe he just left it there. Just like,
that's possible.
Well, I saw the movie. I put it on. I was like, damn, this motherfucker's still there. Like after 30 years, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, he's still like alive and looking kind of like decent. You know what I mean? Like Vaughn was saying, he's got the,
Well,
and,
I mean, he's been retired to a nice island.
That's
relaxing.
Yeah, lots of clean
raised,
water and food,
Yeah.
and
Good
and
diet, active lifestyle,
yeah, man, there you go.
good retirement. Florida, it's Florida. A lot of people retire there.
Yeah, so he chose Florida instead of Argentina.
Smartest Nazi ever. Everybody looked for him in Argentina.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
oh damn, bro.
man, dude, Peter Cushing got by
He
his
did
own
get got.
Oh, man.
people. He comes out. They like end up leaving for whatever reason, and he's like trying to like ward them off to help, and
Yes.
trying to give them orders in German, and like
Yeah.
they're not having it. So
Like, we're not listening to you anymore, motherfucker.
He's doing his own stunt right there. I mean, it looks like he's
Oh, yeah.
stunt-worthy, dude.
it's a
Well,
CGI.
yeah.
It's a
Here's the thing about Peter Cushing a lot of people don't know. Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee describes being pushed Peter Cushing for the first time on a train. And he said the door opened and out came this big shock. Like, evidently, I don't know that he was like yoked, but he was like a, like a rugby player.
Muscled up, muscle bound.
Muscled up, right? And fit as hell. What happened was he ended up getting tuberculosis.
I seen that. Like there was a picture on. It's funny, dude, that you're saying that because there was a picture on Twitter like today or yesterday or the day before, like in the past 3 days. And it says the last time we met, and I think it was Hammer because I follow Hammer on Twitter, and it's got Christopher Lee and Cushing, and he's got it like a walker or something. I'm like, oh shit, there's the OGs right there, dude, and they're just hanging out, probably gonna go and kick it one more time, get something to drink, something to smoke, probably.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, and he and Lee, of course, were very close, and Cushing was crushed after the death of his wife. Was never the same, but Cushing was he almost didn't appear in Horror Express because his wife had just died, and Christopher Lee was like, no, dude, like the show must go on. You agreed to do this movie. You better be there.
Yeah.
And that was his way of helping him.
Yeah,
And like while they're filming the movie, it's kind of like he had his arm around him and was helping him soldier on. But the fact that he had been so beefy is probably why the tuberculosis didn't kill him.
I see.
However, it scarred his face. It made him look gaunt. That's how he got that skull-like face.
I always just thought that was being British.
No, it was tuberculosis, boy. That was tuberculosis. But if you look at those
man, I need to
Hammer
get some
movies-
of that shit, man. I like his look, man.
I know.
It's great.
I know.
I
it's
want to
just-
be thin and gaunt and like fucking look like a piece of badass carved out of wood, even in my 80s, like a badass.
Yeah,
Like,
look at
what a
this
badass.
Look at his biceps. Look at
Look
his
at that
gun.
fucking big
Yeah,
old vein
man.
going up in there in the bicep.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Is there like a tuberculosis diet I need to know about? Like, what is
But
going
first,
on?
you got to get yoked. First, you have to get yoked, and then you get the tuberculosis, and then you end up like this.
Dude, imagine if Wrightson like inked this, dude, like drew it and like on it. You know what I mean? That'd be a pretty cool still.
hell
right?
yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh, gorgeous.
saying.
Yeah. Once
Oh.
again, it's a testament to the visuals in this movie.
Yeah.
Incredible. But
Oh,
yeah,
hell yeah! Look at that.
yeah, I love when they're hanging out in the
Scary.
shallows.
That shit's scary.
Like when I see this, I think of Creep Show. The one that with Ted Danson and Leslie Nielsen. Like
Yeah.
They
come
just
back.
looked a little bit more like,
Seaweedy.
yeah, and like just the
Look at that
the
visual.
mouth
That's-
swollen.
That's great.
Yeah,
Man,
and
but I mean, I love that
There
too.
it
It looks
is.
like
Yeah.
they're
There
about
it
to like all just play synth music and just fucking bust out. I
and mother, she's
but
looking.
still, even for a low budget movie, like working on the water must have been a bitch.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it must. I bet there was a pain in the ass to get those underwater scenes. I heard it was even dangerous sometimes.
I bet all those
Oh.
tropical animals into the water.
Well, anytime you do anything underwater, it's dangerous.
Hell yeah,
Sharks
yeah.
over there.
There's shit that can always go wrong. The thing is if it's the abyss, with like a $300 million budget and James Cameron, a blockbuster, you've got professionals with you and that are going to be able to like hang out and
Right.
bail the actors out if
Save
something
you.
goes wrong. You're doing
This,
a low
you just
budget
got
movie
the
like
kid
this.
from Flipper.
Get in there.
Exactly. Yeah, you're relying on him to hopefully not be too stoned or
No. If he whistles and a dolphin shows up, I would feel more safe and confident.
Just ride the dolphin out.
Seriously, man. Yeah, Flipper does not come to save his ass in this one.
That would have been badass if he and
would've-
Flipper took
yeah,
these
would've.
zombies the fuck out.
Straight up fucking Nazi zombie and shit, or Nazi dolphin.
Yeah,
Zombified?
man.
Yeah, it would have been like the zombie versus shark scene in Zombie, except the dolphins would probably whip their ass.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
these
hit
guys
him really
probably end up
hard.
ripping Flipper in half. Let's just be honest. Flipper probably
Oh,
tried to
no.
hump one of them, like
Right.
and be like, "I am a sadist German with goggles. You must die now." After we dance to synth music, of course. Da, da, da.
We are the robots. Do, 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 do.
Oh, there it is.
That's a
There
good
it
one
is.
right
That's
there.
the discovery of they lose their goggles, they lose everything. Their
Yep.
brains melt, whatever.
Yep.
That's
Seizures,
crazy.
death.
And he's been hanging out baking in the sun.
Maybe
They
because
look
they're
like a withered
soulless, and then the eyes are the window to the soul, and then they just rot.
He looks like Mama's guac after Thanksgiving's over, man. Just looks
That's a good
bad.
makeup, though. That's a very
Yeah,
good
it is.
makeup.
Get the
I like it.
Yeah.
the first one that takes his goggles. He looked pretty creepy too, with just the eyes, like white.
Yep. Aww.
What are you doing?
Who you got there? I'm
Got-
sorry.
This is Spike.
Aww.
This is
That's-
Spike. He needed some love.
Oh.
Man's attention sometimes, and yeah, hey, buddy.
Yeah, you got to give it. You got to give it.
You gotta give him
Yeah.
some love.
Yeah.
Yeah. I promised when I was about 8 years old that I would one day have the dog from Mad Max.
Oh.
I have him. Hey, buddy.
Is he? Aw, what a cute.
Oh, you're the
dog.
best. You're the best. You give good hugs. You give good hugs.
Aw. Yeah.
Anyway,
Aw, you
whoa,
always.
he's trying to hang out on top of me. This is getting
Aw.
weird. Okay, he's never done this. This is weird. Okay, sorry guys.
Oh, he's precious as hell.
he wants to come. Yeah, he wants to be part of this. I don't know what's going on.
Aw.
He's like, dude, I like
All right.
shockwaves.
Yeah, man, he's in the Nazi zombies. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Let me get the Mel Gibson.
Is that your dog?
Yeah. Pretty much. No critters in the house right now. And let me
Oh,
tell you.
that's great.
Sweet.
Oh,
That's tight, dude.
sweet. Hey, look, Spike. It's your inspiration. Yeah, he's got the little red bandana around his neck like Spike does.
Yeah. What a. Yeah. That dog was a cutie.
They're both Australian cattle dogs. This one's pure.
Aw.
That's where Peter Cushing got the idea.
There you go. Aw. Look at him. He's just a baby.
Yeah.
Aw.
Hey, buddy. Whoa.
You got it. Yeah. I'm just like, seriously, if I'm on a stream, cute is my kryptonite, and like when it comes to critters, I just like lose
on,
like
buddy.
any and all dignity. I will. If I see somebody who's got a cat or a dog, I will shut a stream down. And be like, what's the? Oh, he's giving you smooches too.
Hey, my dogs come in
He's
here
my
and shut
buddy.
the stream down themselves.
Yes, they do.
Oh, sweet. I love it when they're breaking through. They you know what was cool is that they move faster than normal zombies, but it was believable because they weren't typical
Well, they
undead.
were super zombies. Come on, they're
Yes,
not
yeah.
super zombies.
They're super
Super
zombies.
zombies. Yeah, we're not talking about the Romero zombies at all.
They're the superior race zombies.
Right. Alpha zombies. Right. They're the zombies made for war. They're the zombies made for war.
Taken out of like prisons and like asylums, and then turned into these creatures.
Beat him, kill you.
One of the creepiest parts about this is that you don't know how they got turned this way. You don't know what weird process they went through that these horrifying
the sun
doctors
did it. No.
Yeah, the yellow filter. They made them
The sun did it at the beginning of the movie.
But like, think about it. Like, I thought it's like weird because like that's cool. It makes it creepy, but man, wouldn't it have been cool to see maybe just a flash of something, or maybe just something that around the place that what's his name? Peter Cushing's place that showed like that they had been like, you know, transformed through indoctrination.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying in the beginning of the show about the yellow sun, and then they never referred to if that was what caused it or
that
what
was just,
caused
that was
it.
just them being poetic and doing, ooh, it's a bad omen, guys.
Yeah,
it was
but I mean that
on a
was
low
the
budget.
only
I mean,
that was the only thing that you could even like connect if you were trying to find an explanation. That's the only thing they gave you was yellow sun.
yeah, like bad omen, and then like weird earthquakey thing at the ship, right? And that when they crashed or whatever, like
like at night the Nazi Flying Dutchman goes like narrowly hitting it.
Okay, was that the ship that was underwater?
Yes.
Okay, so it came up out. It started
Something
its engines. It came up out of the water,
No, it
floated.
didn't start its engines. It just reverse capsized. It's like the ocean just vomited it up.
Yeah, like it just in a horror story, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the sun did it, man. It was the sun.
Okay, the sun did it, but the
That's what
sun
I was
also
saying.
kills them.
Yes. But think about this too. Think about this.
Something.
Remember this. They were created by science. They were created by science and the occult.
Yeah.
So there is
Right.
something supernatural about them. So there might be some kind of a curse involved
Yeah.
too.
It just never gave us what it was. That's what I mean.
Exactly.
Like,
It's the
I kept
souls.
looking for the how did this happen? How did this happen? How did this happen?
Right. But that's the thing that I love is in a contemporary movie they would explain all that shit.
Well, see,
I don't
that's
want that shit
exactly.
explained.
We've been trained to dissect every goddamn thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So every
I mean-
movie gets critiqued down to the stupidest details.
Right. And
You
and the
know?
thing is, it's like when people ask you, like, well, what does this mean? Or blah, 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 people ask you to like explain your own work. My attitude is the writer needs to know the answers to all these questions.
Yeah.
But you don't.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You don't have to.
No.
The story doesn't depend on that. Yeah,
Not at all. Not at all.
It's more scary to not know how these things were made, but to know
Yes.
that a combination of two freaky things, happened. But
Right.
damn, in a remake, I would try to explore it more and show like creepy tools, more Mad Doctor-y stuff, like a dungeon
Yeah.
type setting.
Oh,
Like,
you would have
Dudes
to
in
feel
black
bad.
hoods and
Let's-
shit with scalpels.
Yeah, with vinyl gloves and vinyl, aprons, and they're like cutting things open, but there's like a weird witch, like
Doing
sacrificing a baby
incantations.
over the body.
Oh, hell
yeah.
Or better
Castle.
yet,
Big old
Creepy.
castle.
They got
hell
finger
yeah,
bones.
probably like some
Right.
pagan magic. There might be like some runes on their bodies or
Yeah.
something
Yes.
like that. Yeah,
And then
Arms and the
I like to
handles
think
are
of them
made out
being
of
locked in
human
a chair
bone.
and being forced to look at this like creepy, like next level Nazi propaganda. And so
Right.
these film projectors are like running and smoking, and it's all creepy and visual, and you can hear this shit running.
All right,
And they're
fuck
like
it, let's
looking at
remake
it, like, "Ah!" and then this
Uh.
like, helmet gets screwed in over their head, like,
Oh.
yeah.
Black hair too.
Yeah,
Well, no,
exactly.
in the remake of My Shockwaves, my version of it, I thought about like, how we would show how they get made by the main character getting put into the weird contraption that makes them, and like she's being shown like all the videos, and then like the helmet goes on and the screws go into her head, and she's not fully a zombie yet, and she's screaming, and there's a scene where she has to like unscrew the thing from her head and everything.
Ooh.
It would just be awesome anyway.
Oh,
But like you would also see like part of the process of how they're made.
Nice.
Sick,
Nice.
dude.
Now, is it or is it not obvious that Vaughn's already like written this in his head?
Yes.
Isn't that what writers do?
Yes. Absolutely. And that's what I love about a movie like this. It gets your imagination going.
Exactly.
And
And it wasn't so good that a remake couldn't make it better.
yes.
It's not
Yes.
such a classic, awesome movie that you're like,
Right.
leave it
Yeah, no,
alone,
I
don't
agree.
fuck with it. It's like,
Right.
this
Right.
could be better.
Right.
So much to build on. So many great visuals. So many great music
Yeah.
moments. Oh.
Yeah.
That has the classic like asshole that freaks out and ruins it for them when they're trying
Yes.
to hide in the night.
Yeah. What a douchebag.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
The
not
guy
sorry
you
for
love
him
to
when he
hate.
bites it.
Right. The guy you love to hate. He just ruins it for everyone.
Show everybody how she looks at the end, Brian.
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to get this because I think I have like a
Tore up at the end of that movie.
toe up. Yeah. Or actually at the beginning of the movie when they
When they rescue her, yeah, but I
they
was sitting in the
find her.
hospital, she just looks horrible. Oh, she was hot the whole movie. Look at
Spoilers.
her performance is really good in this.
Yeah.
The whole cast is really good in this.
In some scenes, it feels like a found footage movie from the 70s. The way I don't know, I just
that. Kind of.
kind of in
Kind of.
some shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. What drives me crazy is that it's a movie that unfortunately no longer exists in its original form. That's to say, they were looking for the original, because you know how like a lot of movies these days, when they go to DVD, when they go to Blu-ray, they're going to the original source materials. They're going to like the original negatives,
Negative. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait to see the 3-hour version of Martin that's been discovered.
What?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't hear about that, brother?
Oh,
Yeah.
that movie's insane. I love that movie. Okay, but so you're saying we do not have a negative for Shockwaves?
No, this was taken from both the DVD and the Blu-ray are taken from really, really good VHS masters.
Okay.
So yeah, that drives me freaking crazy. It's like, you think of some of the crap movies. You think of some of the crap movies that have survived. The Cannibal Run 2. I guarantee you, there's a pristine version of that out there somewhere.
I still, deep in the blackest pits of my heart, dream of a day where they announce that we find the negative for London After Midnight.
You know what? I keep thinking that we would actually be disappointed by that.
Right. I have read the plot, and it actually sounded a little more funky than
Mark of the Vampire is a remake by the same director with Lugosi, and it's not that good. And it's got a Scooby-Doo ending. Right. Or it's like
those visuals.
I know. I know, Chaney with a shark teeth, and he put wires in his eyes, not over his eyes, under his eyelids to make them bug out.
Yeah,
that's a man who suffered for his art. Yeah. Matt, I'm sorry, you were gonna say something, brother, man?
Herman P. Hunter, the Lore's Forge. He's talking about a movie called Blood Creek. I don't know if you guys saw that one.
Blood Creek.
So I have seen it. It's got Henry Cavill in it. He's the main. I think he's the main guy.
No.
And Michael Fassbender is a fucking Nazi scientist that's resurrected. He's got a black trench coat on, and it's worth the watch. I've seen it.
Good.
I've heard.
I think Joel Schumacher did it, dude.
Yes,
and
it was his last movie. In fact,
it's decent, bro. It's decent as fuck, and I remember it. Yeah, it's like an early 2000s movie, and then Dominique Purcell's in it too.
Oh, okay.
But it's not
Did
the type.
You guys get to see Overlord?
I did, and I liked it.
You liked it?
Oh, I didn't.
You weren't
I
into
didn't.
it?
Well, no, I mean I didn't.
didn't
You know,
see
there's so much stuff out there. It's like impossible to keep up with. It's
Right.
the best time ever to be a horror fan.
Oh
At-
God, man! I mean, we
Yeah.
have our own streaming service now. I mean, that's how good it is.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, and
Yes.
the streaming service ain't no joke. They're putting out a lot of interesting content constantly. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So,
I mean, Hart Fisher's had the horror
Right.
channel for decades, man. You know,
Well,
Hart Fisher's been doing that for a long time.
who's been doing that for a long time?
Hart Fisher.
Hart Fisher. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's in the madness. He does comics. He has his own. He's had
never
a
heard
horror network for a long time.
yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. I know there was a cult movie channel. I think
Yeah, I
that
remember
died. It sucked ass. From what I saw, it was all that it was all contemporary shit, like Hobo with a Shotgun crap.
Hobo with a shotgun.
Oh,
Fake,
I like Hobo with a shotgun.
I like that movie
I
too.
haven't seen it.
I'm sorry, I liked it.
I
You haven't seen? Oh,
That's
oh,
just tight as
come
fuck, dude.
now.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
no,
refuse.
no.
I
Fucking
refuse.
Rutger Hauer,
No.
bro.
You
I
have
refuse to see
you do
that.
not get to call yourself a Rutger Hauer fan and not see Hobo with a shotgun. That movie is a brilliant Phoenix from the Ashes performance that'll
It's
make
good,
you
dude.
tear up. He's
Well-
so good.
I remember
Oh.
him. I remember him saying that he wanted to give the character more depth, but that the director wasn't interested.
That's fucked up.
Well, it's okay because
The American Horror Film Festival. Hart D. Fisher. He's a member of the Madness. He did. You know, he did that. He did that huge anthology not that long ago.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what it was called, man. But American Horrors. That's his stuff, dude.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, that movie is already had depth that actually like hits the mark script wise. So it might be a case of the director just was like, no, we're already hitting those marks enough. I just, it's a creative difference. But I
Right.
promise you, the movie's not like some soulless thing where his character doesn't have depth or much of a performance. It actually like kind of has some really nice moments between him and this chick character that they kind of like bond in a father-daughterly way, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of neat. But it's such a brutal, like it feels like a comic book hyper-violent movie. It's just great.
Definitely.
I think you're gonna appreciate it, man, for the
Yeah.
type of movies you like.
Well,
Right.
you know,
For
well, it's one of those things where it's like I haven't seen it, so I don't have an opinion on it. But
Yeah.
at least that's my official version. My unofficial version is fuck that movie. But think about one of the things that, well, first of all, I haven't seen it, so yeah,
It's good, dude. It's fucking grindhousey. It's awesome.
But you see, this is the problem I have with the grindhousey movies, and you're seeing this a lot.
I know.
You're seeing a lot, like how many times you go on Tubi and you'll see like a poster for a movie that looks like it's from the 70s, and it's not. It's like it'll say 2021.
Right.
And
Right, of course.
my attitude is why would you watch that when you could watch the real thing?
And it's its own thing, though, too. I mean, it's got
I mean,
it's grindhousey. It tiptoes in there, but it does a lot of different things. Again, I haven't seen it in like probably 15 years, but it's a good movie, dude. I remember watching it once, and whoa, because I had created a character that was a hobo, and
I'll check it
it
out.
was different, but I was just like, whoa, this is cool, man. And it was just fun.
Here's
You
the
know,
thing.
I respect
When
your
I'm-
opinion. I respect Vaughn's opinion. I don't
Yeah.
respect Pops' opinion, of course. But I'll check it out. I'll make a point.
Please try it out.
I just dropped a link in the Twitter
Okay.
DM group, so you guys can go check out what American Horrors is all about.
Excellent.
Cool.
Thank you, sir.
But
But Vaughn, you were going to say something?
I was just gonna say, like, when I watched it, I was skeptical at first too, but after I finished it, I felt like it was good that the way it uses Grindhouse and the exaggerated violence and everything and the over the top like acting and storytelling like enhanced the script and the story and made it more fun. It wasn't just exploitive of that. It was like it felt like when it was over, I had watched like a really cool late night Cinemax movie in a hotel room after like banging a chick or something. Like it felt like back in the 80s though. Like it felt like a good 80s late night violent movie that made me laugh, that made me like gasp and like it had these great moments. Rutger was in rare form.
Always wonderful.
And so like as a fan, I was happy I watched it. So yeah,
okay, I'll check it out.
Like, I enjoyed it, and yeah, I'm surprised this director hasn't gone on to do more cool things after this because like I saw a lot of vision to it. It was really cool. Anyway,
yeah, no, I will definitely check that out. Like, and then there are movies that I've seen that I wasn't really crazy about that I need to take a second look at. Like, Matt was like, "Hey, we should do 30 Days of Night." I originally really didn't like that movie, and then I watched it the other week and really enjoyed it.
Okay.
And forgave it for having. Yeah, it's a good movie, but it still drives me crazy because if that didn't have fucking Josh Hartnett and it had Bill Paxton instead of Josh Hartnett, then it would be like a freaking classic. But
if you're gonna get Bill Paxton, you might as well
he's
get
not
Clint Eastwood.
Jared Leto bad though. He's not Jared Leto,
motherfucker. I mean, if you're gonna go that, no, it's fine.
What?
If you're gonna get Bill Paxton, you might as well get Clint Eastwood too. You make it Unforgiven with Alaskan vampires and whatnot.
Yeah, but then you give it like you got Bill Paxton, you got the 80s vibe.
No, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, folks, Shockwaves, you want to check it out? Link is in the description. You can watch that shit for free. Also, I think it is also on. I think somebody said it's not on Tubi, but it's on Pluto. There are all these streaming services now that a lot of people aren't aware of, and they're like loaded up with movies that, and like I've never seen anything like it. Like they have commercials. That's the problem. The good part is they don't edit the movies.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It makes me feel like I'm fucking like it's back in the day. Like, oh, I gotta get up and get some popcorn or get a beer, or get a Pepsi or a Coke or whatever. You know what I mean?
When I was a kid,
it's a good pee breaker. Yeah.
When I was a kid, I would use the commercials as an opportunity to flick over to from channel 11 to channel 9 to channel 5 because I had to decide, well, which horror movie am I watching tonight?
Oh, that's sweet.
And so there were certain movies I first saw just 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, like Blood on Satan's Claw. Like I remember just catching the ending of that and being like, what the fuck?
My dad taped everything on VHS. My dad, he was at home. He was disabled. He had brain tumors. So he taped everything. He's a big nerd too, and he taped everything, bro. I still have so many VHSs. I was like, I'm gonna keep these, and they're like commercial cutout TV versions of things like RoboCop and Conan, and I still got the shit.
Yeah, of course.
There's I'm not like a big VHS guy. Because to me, it's just as the technology gets better, as the formats get better, as we go from VHS to DVD to Blu-ray, and then this 4K. I love all of that, and I prefer it. But I understand why people still want to watch stuff on VHS, and that works for the nostalgia factor.
My eyes got adjusted to the new TVs. You know what I mean? I finally got a 60-inch, and I wanted a big TV so I could feel like I was in a movie theater. And when you first get it, it's just so high def. I'm like, whoa! I'm there, I'm watching the movie, but I'm there with them. I'm there on set. And now my eyes have just completely adjusted to that. I don't get that feel anymore. When I go back to watch a DVD or a VHS, even more so, it feels like I'm watching a movie.
Right.
Now, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. I've seen some of the really high def TVs where it looks like you could put your hand into the TV,
and it demystifies. It takes all the magic out of the movies. And sometimes when you watch the VHS or the DVD, you're watching a movie again.
Yes,
the smoke and the mirrors are irrelevant now.
I would never watch a TV that had that looked like that.
Yeah.
Now, of course, then people are just like, oh, well, I like the VHS version. I'm just like, what they should do is when they put the discs out, have multiple cuts of the film. Have like,
True.
here's the 4K, here's the 2K Blu-ray, here's the DVD, here's the VHS,
Here's your mono. Here's your black
Oh!
and white.
here's your
Here's
toe
your
up,
lithograph. Here's your.
like
laser disc.
Vaughn, where
What-
you're at? Do they have a Alamo Draft House where you at?
No.
They don't. Oh, I don't
know how many locations that place has. I got kicked out of that place one time, man.
What did you do? Talk during the movie?
No, everybody talks during the movie at the Draft House, man. We're all drunk. It was in Austin, Texas. In my 20s, I went in with my friends to watch a free kung fu movie, and my girlfriend and I, we were kind of, I'll admit it, we were kind of winos. So like we were used to, or we would when we would go in there, we would each order a bottle of wine for ourselves to drink throughout the whole movie with dinner. So then by the end of the movie, we would be a little toasty and everything. But with dinner, like you're gonna also start like losing that alcohol edge and like be ready to drive if you have to, or just hang out until you can drive again. Anyway, so like that's still like a whole bottle is still a lot. But we were ordering that, and anyway, man, I'm sorry, I'm making this story way too long. Basically, what happened was we came in to sit down in the theater, and our waitress stood in front of us and stood in our way, and we couldn't get to our seats. And she kind of stared us down and gave us a glare and said, "I had to walk this way," and then spun around and left and went the other way. And we were like, "Oh, okay, guess we've offended her somehow." We sat down, and she was taking our order. My girlfriend and I each ordered a bottle of wine each. And she's like, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. And I'm like, you guys usually do that. And I was just kind of like, why not? And she's really rude to me about it and was like, no, I can't do it. There's no way. I'm like, look, just, I was like, she was like, it's against our policy. And I'm like, could you show me the policy? And she's like, oh, fine, I'm getting my manager. And so she's freaking out. She's being really rude to me. And then when the lights go down, the movie starts, the manager comes in. And she's told the manager that I called her a bitch, which never happened, of course. I was just in shock at how this chick was treating all of us. Like she was just mad. I think she was mad about something else in her life or something. Right. She was going nuts.
There's something like, I mean, were you looking a little freaky? Because, let's face it, being a freak always used to have like a toll that you had to pay. And there'd be some people that that would be pissed off at you for no reason.
No, this was Austin, Texas. Like you're supposed to be a freak.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to keep it weird.
Yeah.
Like, she herself was just another, tatted up college chick, no big deal. But like she was furious at us before we even sat down. She was taking our order with this real nasty attitude. And then the second I questioned her, she went off and then said, I'm getting my manager. Then she told the manager that I was like nasty to her when I wasn't. So the manager came in thinking I'm dealing with this like abusive customer, which, she came in telling me like, you're about to get thrown out. And I was like, show me your policy. Let's see this. Like, I want to see the policy that says you can't give me a bottle of wine if I order it. This is nuts.
I'm like,
we hadn't been drinking.
I'm trying to give the business my money.
She throws me the fuck out. Though, and I go, okay, but this waitress of yours is going to cause you guys a lot more problems. Like, I promise you, and I left. And my friends left too, and we were all pissed off, and it was just a big fiasco over nothing, really.
God. Yeah, I guarantee you that that's not the last thing they heard about that waitress.
Well, no, the guy that owned the place actually was really amazing. He called me up and was like, we don't even have a policy. I'm sorry about that. Here's like free tickets to some movies, to some showings.
That's classy as fuck.
Yeah, I thought so. And I was just like, yeah, that's cool. And I think he knew that she was like kind of a problem person by then too. So type of stuff that goes down when people are assholes.
No, it's totally true. What I loved about the One by Me, they still haven't gotten back to regular hours because we're here in New York, and when the lockdown gets lifted, you're just waiting for it to be imposed again, right? Because it's on again, off again, on again, off again, on again, off again. But they are starting to show movies again. What I'm hoping they'll start doing again, that they used to do, which was awesome, was they would do this night called Prince of Darkness, Prints of Darkness.
Cool.
And it was Michael Gingold from Fangoria, right? Because we're talking about Yonkers, which is across the Tappan Zee Bridge from me, close enough to New York City, right?
Yeah,
so they would show, like, Maniac Cop 2, and Bill Lustig would be there. Also did Maniac and a bunch of other great trash classics. It's like Don Coscarelli was there to host a Phantasm screening. Got to chat with him at length. He was awesome.
Cool.
Right? But for the Prince of Darkness thing, we went to see Zombie, Lucio Fulci's Zombie, and when Mike would come in, and you would see the cans standing on the bar, right? Like the actual film canisters, and these look dirty and greasy and grimy. And the print when he ran it, it was just like, you could feel like. I guess you guys never had the pleasure of being in like an actual New York City grindhouse theater, man. But some of those were funky motherfuckers, and there'd be like the sticky shit on the floor. It was probably a combination of spilled soda, blood, cum, something funky. And it was just great being in the Alamo Draft House, drinking a beer, eating some fried pickles. I
love Alamo Draft House, man.
Oh,
that place I went there for like opening night screenings of Kill Bill and shit. It was always going there for anything was always special and fun. And that I did not want to let the fact that I got thrown out by these two bitches who were both doing a terrible job and whatever. I'm not going to let that ruin Alamo for me.
Right? Yes.
I've literally been at the Alamo Draft House watching Jim Kelly kung fu movies with a 40-ouncer in each one of my hands at the same time. Like downing
Edward 40 hands.
it, and just Edward 40 hands
40
the whole thing.
40.
And like having the time of my life. Like I can't just
What's up? Hell yeah.
Oh, it's like me and my punk rock days.
Dude, they literally were giving up 3 40s with your ticket to this Jim Kelly double feature Black Belt Joe.
Oh my god.
And what was the other one? I mean, that's just the coolest stuff. But the best thing they ever did was I got to meet George Romero through them on the ranch in Texas.
Oh, beautiful.
And talked to him for a minute, and then he talked to the crowd, and then we ate turkey sandwiches that were like made out of turkey meat, like what the zombies ate on his movies. And then we drank alcohol on a blanket on the ranch, and then watched George Romero movies all night until the sun came up. And as Dawn of the Dead ended, the sun came up at the end. The way they timed it.
Damn,
that's how Alamo Draft House rolls. Like they do such cool things. We got to watch like Martin. We got to watch like a special cut of like the Crazies. We got to watch like all these good ones too, not just his Zombie.
Yes. Oh my god! What you described to me, that sounds like Valhalla.
It was a night of magic. It really was. Like I'll always remember it. And meeting him was so great, and him signing my stuff.
Always heard nothing but great things about him. That he was just a dude.
Yeah, he is. He really is. He's just a geeky filmmaker guy, like all of us, like storyteller. Right. Like he really was, and with a great imagination and a great sense of humor and wit to him.
Yeah,
and really tall, really interesting guy. So yeah, that was a great time, man. That was a great night.
I'm so jelly. So jelly.
Me too.
Right? Yeah. Now that's badass, dude. Dude. Before we go, we got a pimp terror in the trenches, brother, man. Do you want to throw up a screen or something? A little something? If you feel like it.
Okay. I'm so unprepared, you guys.
No, it's okay.
No, I'm cool. We didn't have to talk about it. Let's see. Oh, geez.
No, I know, but it's just like it would be rude not to.
Okay. Yeah, man.
I can't wait for this book, man.
And by the way, you can find the links, folks, down below in the description for Butch Cleaver, parts 1 and 2. That's still in demand. And also, I've just started fulfilling on the new Six Gun Gorilla So you can the link is there too, and also the link for Vaughn's thing.
Von Stang.
Now look, Brian, you do have a story. You do have a story in the Cromniverse.
I
and
know.
it's okay to put that link down there too.
I will. I will pop. I apologize. You're right. What can I say? I smoke a lot of weed and stay up really late, writing comic books and watching horror movies.
No. Dude, you know what I do?
Man,
you know what I do
so
setting up my
awesome.
shows?
That
Is a
takes
whole
a
lot.
toll.
I do a whole lot of copying and pasting setting up my shows, dude.
What I'm saying is it takes, it leaves a mark, is what I'm saying.
I mean, I go back to my last show on YouTube and I'll copy and paste the whole description because it's got everything there already. Why type it all again, right? All the
That makes
hashtags,
sense.
everything, right?
Of course,
And then I
dude.
just copy it in the new one. Bam.
Anyway,
And then add the new stuff that
so
I got.
I copied a lot of pasty things too to make Terror in the Trenches.
But Pop,
So,
this
like-
is Vaughn chill time.
I wasn't even talking about my book.
So like I was I don't know. This book's done really well. It's like less than 2 weeks.
Slow
left.
down.
2 weeks left, man. Really, well, no, we're starting back up at the top. Like we're starting over.
Okay. Yeah.
We're starting over. Okay. So like this is the story of Black Terror going back out to take vengeance after the super Nazis from his past come back and bomb his neighborhood. And what is that high-pitched squealing noise? What the hell is that? Is that just hold up?
I don't hear nothing.
Does anyone hear that? Okay.
I hear it.
What is that? It's driving me insane. I feel like I'm in the mouth of madness right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. So yeah, anyway, it's Black Terror. Everybody already knows about this book. Anyway, I didn't even think I was going to promo it, but yeah.
No,
this is,
but I figured we got to at least take a look at it. And,
Okay.
and dude, like, congratulations, man. You are killing it. You are living the dream, sir. We're all trying to get to where you're at.
Movie club,
right
dude.
now.
Gotta
Over 900 backers. That's fucking amazing, dude.
Well, look, Monster MD,
So
dude,
bad.
I felt so bad for you because that book was so late and you felt so bad about it. But, like I kept saying, like, as long as the book is dope, that's all we care about. And you delivered an absolutely wonderful book. And Monster MD is like way up in my top 5 of CG or just crowdfunded books or indie comics in general. And I imagine this is going to be up there too because it looks spectacular.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Monica and I are a really good team. We're making it work. We're killing it. Tiago Barris's colors are gorgeous, and I'm really proud of this. I think everyone's going to have way too much fun with this book. And the cool part, it's not going to be that long of a turnaround. It's not as big of as much content as Monster MD, and we're going to be hitting right into the second book soon. So, like, you're going to be on board for a trilogy that's just going to be badass to have on your shelf. I think people are going to dig. So,
Preston,
I
Of
can't
course.
wait, man.
yeah, man. Yeah,
Aren't you doing an art contest, Vaughn, pretty soon?
I want to, yeah. I want to finish this piece that I'm doing myself, like by hand with inks and stuff, as kind of like the winning, like you could win this. Signed by me if you win the art contest. I think that'd be cool. I just want to make sure I give you like the best terror version of my terror that I can. So.
Your terror, yeah.
Mine. Well, I mean, this is what you see, what Monica's drawing, but
Oh,
it's
man.
not gonna be
from your
like
hand,
me,
though, like
me with my inks,
Yeah.
messing around.
You and Monica, like Team Supreme.
Yeah, man.
Like you really created something special with Monster MD, and so I could see why you went with the with Monica again, because God, it's just wonderful work. It's just I just love how her characters move, right?
Yeah,
the
kinetic
the
energy of it.
right?
Yeah.
Because that's something that not all comic book artists are good at. And when you're looking at a page and the characters are moving, which they are in this case, that's when you've got something special for sure.
Yeah, this book and Monster MD, the best way to describe it is that they're both artistically a force of nature. Just the way that you read it, it doesn't stop.
Yep.
It just keeps flowing and moving and just rips you up.
Yep.
That's the way I write, man. I swear I'm writing metal albums. They're just this is my black metal album that I was up late in the night grinding like
Yeah, man.
angry, pissed, heartbroken, like fucking full of vengeance.
Yeah.
My heart, like getting it out on the page, letting Black Terror tell me his story of vengeance and marching back out into the crater that once was his neighborhood and taking on super Nazis from his past and getting haunted by all the ghosts he thought he could ignore, that he thought he could get away from.
That's what made Monster MD so special, was it had this big heart.
Yeah.
And so I'm a sucker for that,
Yeah.
And that's something that that you were blessed with as a storyteller, and I'm expecting the same thing in this. So if you don't deliver,
Yeah.
no, this would be rad.
It's so, this script is so me, it does have a lot of heart. I mean, Black Terror's haunted by his wife, the ghost of his wife. And there's a whole story there for you to learn about, and Lady Satan, who should want to team up with Terror, doesn't even want to. She's still like, I roll solo because she's so hung up on her dead husband.
Damn.
Right.
And so she keeps everyone at arm's length, and like she kind of needs to get over that. Like everyone has their human side. In fact, even the villains will have like a 1-page flashback into like who they are and like as people in like kind of a real way. So get ready for some surprising things, that you wouldn't expect to see in a book like this.
I can't wait to see what he does on the bike. No one ever. I've seen a couple of your streams and stuff, but you got no one talks about that. I know you're saving that shit.
Oh yeah, you know it.
I know you are.
I am, man.
I love that bike, dude.
Oh well, you were gonna.
So cool.
I am saving it because you are gonna see it in a later book. Unfortunately, not right away.
Who does not want that as a toy,
dude?
Right?
Yeah,
bro. Do you want that as like an action figure? Yeah, that's just badass, dude.
Yeah.
It's just badass. Yeah. Can't wait to read this. It's gonna be dope as fuck. And you got other irons in the fire. You're killing it, brother. You're killing
Thanks,
it,
buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. And we appreciate you joining us tonight, brother, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh my god, this is really fun. I couldn't believe it.
It's
really good time.
It's one of the things that I'd love to do more of is to have people who have like a favorite horror movie that they want to come on and talk about it, because to me, so much of what this stream is about, just for me personally, is sharing the love and maybe introducing people to films that they haven't seen, but that they should.
But you oughta.
Yeah, and that's like so much of this has also been like, Matt, I didn't even ask you, brother, man, like we normally do. What did you think of this movie, generally speaking? What's your overall take on Shockwaves?
Well, I think like, if you're a kid watching this, like if I let my kid watch it, she'd probably get real scared. You know what I mean? It's the slow brood. You know what I mean? When you're watching it, it's the build, and just seeing the zombie Nazis come up out of the water. It's real creepy. You're seeing Cushing again up in his tropical rundown hideaway, just that, and then slowly they're starting to just take people, and again, it's not that gore like I like to call it, a style movie.
Yeah, it's not a splatter movie.
Yeah, and it's just a different genre of horror, but yeah, I really liked it, man. I thought it was creepy as fuck. And for me, what nails it down is the intro, like Pops was saying, when the voiceover was talking, the narrator, and then when Cushing was given the dialogue in those two, I think it's 2 scenes, it might be 1, and that just really hammered down, and then again at the very end, them coming up out of the water. For me, that's the creepiness of it, is them coming, so much as them rising out of the water. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not that's creepy. Yeah, I thought it was an awesome movie. It was fun. I was eating a popcorn. I watched it a few times this week. because I kept falling asleep and I just clipped working my ass off at work, and then I just like, oh, I'm gonna pick up from here.
Dude,
And,
everything I watch gets resumed. Everything I watch.
I'll go
gets
back and rewatch
resumed.
it. I can
There's
never
no
watch
doubt.
anything all the way through anymore because I'm just.
I'll be watching something. I'll see the message flashing over here on the computer. I'll pause.
I'm a tired bitch.
Getting caught up in something. Forget about the TV entirely. You know, it's happens all the time.
I give it 2 horns way up though.
Life
Fuck yeah.
happens.
Most
Iconic.
definitely. Most definitely. All right, everybody. We're gonna call it a night. Oh, what should we watch next week? Do you think? Any suggestions?
Ooh.
Well, anybody in the chat, if you have suggestions, or in the comments.
What's
You know-
another horror movie that could actually deserve a remake and be made better by one? That's something we should watch.
Well, that is a good area to think in. We did Werewolves on Wheels, which would be perfect. That's ripe for a remake for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's think in that direction. Anyway, folks, guys, you want to sign out? Let people know. Pops.
Comic related madness on Facebook, Madness Comic on Twitter, CromCon at the end of the month. Enter the Cromniverse.
It's the madness. You got to get down with the madness, people.
No, we can't do dad. There's only one. The
Last speech was like that shit was tight.
I had so much fun. I had so much fun writing the story that's going to be in that thing, man. It's going to be a big, smelly head shop comic. Yeah, for sure. Can't wait.
And I am working on this wonderful stretch goal for Crom rolling papers for all you.
That's
Is that going to have the dank dealer on it?
I don't know, but that's a great piece of art to put on it, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it
you
be?
guys
That'd
didn't
be
know.
Perfect. Everybody,
Mop's character. There's a homage to Death Dealer, and it's Crom, and he's sitting on the horse with a big bong, and it's the Death
Yes.
Dealer. His hair is coming down like the horns, and
It's Vic King. It's Vic King art.
Vic King from Comicsgate. Very
dude. I saw that. Remember you revealed that on stream? I was dying. I was like, I think I was like at the point of tears. Just like
There's
doubled
some
over.
good
Like, I had
stuff.
trouble breathing when I saw that
It's an
thing.
airbrush
The dank dealer.
You look at that, you look at the Jim O'Reilly Chromage, the
Oh,
Steranko Hulk.
fuck me, man.
you know,
Yeah.
There's so much, and that's original art you can get. You know,
Oh,
I
so
mean,
cool.
both of those. The Dank Dealer. If we get to the stretch goal for the cards, all the trading card art will be available.
Awesome.
You know, so.
Von Dog, where can people find you?
I'm on Twitter under Rise Again or just Vonster. Look me up. I have a Substack. It's called Von Kingdom. You can get. It's basically like just signing up for a mailing list where you get posts for me and like all the work I'm doing and all these different comics. And if you pay, you can see behind the scenes and download my work when I'm done with it. So you get free digital comics. And yeah, that's it. I should do YouTube more. So I don't know.
Well, you're always welcome to hang out with us, brother. Like, don't ever feel obliged. But you know, we always have the link, and just pop in like whenever you feel like.
I will. I definitely will, and I want to more. You know, I love this show. I love you guys, and it was a good.
Likewise,
time.
brother.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for hanging out, Matt. Where can people find you and your stuff?
You can find me on Twitter at RuneCutter Comic, and my YouTube channel is Metal Movies and Brewskis, where I talk about metal sometimes, movies, and beer and comics and shit. And if you guys want, check it out. And I got a book out called Butch Cleaver and Butch Cleaver 2. It's at butchcleaver.com. So if you guys want,
Butch Cleaver, yeah, good stuff.
So
yeah, and they'll send you like a actual like a bottle opener that could leave like a welt on somebody's head if you just went up to them like. Bah!
Did you see what I got today? I just show this real quick. That I won on Don Chin's show couple weeks ago.
Ooh,
Jack
Rabbit.
Hail Don Chin.
Oh, Jack
cool.
Rabbit, dude.
Oh, I love
I
that
just
dude.
got his X Farce. I got to read that.
Dude, X Farce is
Oh,
great.
it's really good.
Looks like some fun.
It's a pisser. Did you get the Beard Zerker
Zerker was
art
great.
pick?
I got the Beard
Yes.
Zerker O'Reilly cover. And I got that as well.
I got the O'Reilly cover. I got the Moz cover. But I have one of them guitar picks, but this one's slightly unique.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I got to get some of those on my next campaign, God willing.
Oh, he signed the back of mine, man. I was like, right on, Don.
That's cool, dude.
I love, yeah. Don's great. He's like definitely an awesome member of the community.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Like I said,
6-gun gorilla.
oh yeah, yeah. If you want to check out, we're gonna be closing the campaign actually soon, and
When are you closing it?
2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm thinking
We're gonna do a big party, right?
Doomcock is gonna supposed to have me on, so it's definitely not gonna be before that.
We're gonna do a big party for your closeout, right?
Oh yeah, if you want, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna throw
Got
up
that
my
maiden book, huh?
Yeah.
I got you.
All right, brother man. I appreciate that. All right, folks. Stay scared and peace and love, and we will see you next week.
Peace.